Hi everyone, welcome to the Muster Drill. I'm Scott, and Carnival and Royal Caribbean are updating their COVID protocols. Hi everyone, welcome back. So the cruise restart is happening as expected. Lots of little announcements from all the cruise lines, more ships coming online, tweaking of protocols and procedures, partnerships with other companies like Quest and testing at the ports and just all this stuff that's what you would expect as the industry gets going and rethinks things and tweaks things and stuff. Now, one of the things I've noticed about the restart, at least now, I've only been on Carnival so far through the restart, but one of the things I've noticed is there's way less food options. And when I say food options, I mean like the buffets on Carnival seem like they're half the size. There's like half of what they are offering. I mean, used to offer just, tons and tons of stuff. And I just noticed that on Carnival, there's way less options as far as what's on the main dining menu and what's on the buffet menu. All the other restaurants are still there and still open on Carnival, Blue Iguana and Guy's Burgers and so forth. So part of the continued evolution of the restart is more announcements. My last video was a perfect example of that. Carnival tweaking its exemption program because of the vaccine availability to 5 to 11-year-olds. So the latest update to, or the latest, announcement from this would be that Royal Caribbean and Carnival have extended the protocols through March of 2022. Even though the CSO, the conditional sale order, is expiring in the middle of January. It's not surprising that they would continue to do that voluntarily. I mean, why not? They don't want an outbreak on the ships any more than anybody else does. They don't want a COVID situation, and the numbers are still really high, and the transmission rate, I saw a recent headline, there was something like 1,300 people or something like that had COVID across all the ships, all the lines since the restart. That's really a relatively small number compared to how many people have actually been on board, but who knows what's going to be happening with the numbers moving forward? Who knows what's, they're talking about vaccines waning and all this other stuff, but yes, people are getting boosters and so forth. So what does this spell for, the obvious thing that this, that these extensions mean for, at least on the Carnival side, is that more families are going to be faced with this exemption issue that they're going to have to decide, or am I going to get my 5 to 11-year-old vaccinated so that we can be guaranteed to go on this, cruise that we want to go on. Spring break, popular time for families to take a quick vacation. Cruising is definitely one of the popular options for that, and that's obviously right in the middle of March, or at the beginning of March. The protocols will still be there, so it's the elephant in the room on the decision on whether or not those families are going to take a cruise or go somewhere else for their spring break. They're going to have to face that dilemma for, say, the summer, upcoming summer decisions for cruising and so forth. Norwegian announced that, a while back, they said, unless something changes with the court hearing or whatever that they have, or the ruling, the temporary injunction, they plan on keeping their fully vaccinated only cruises in place for the foreseeable future. They're not really looking to change that whatsoever. I recently got a survey that asked me a whole bunch of questions about Norwegian and the other lines, and it was obviously a Norwegian survey, but one of the things that they kind of seemed quite proud about in the way they were questioning, or the way they were wording some of the questioning, was about one of the questions was which cruise line, and it had all the, all the major cruise lines in there, which cruise line is doing the best in keeping its, passengers safe? And that was a loaded question because that was related to fully vaccinated cruises by NCL. So NCL is definitely not, budging whether the CSO is in effect or not. And they're not really affected by the CSO because of this injunction. But the other lines are. I expect the rest of the lines, Princess and Holland and Celebrity and everybody else, to follow this and also announce that those protocols are extended through March of 2022. So really the considerations for cruising and COVID are, I think they're here to stay for the foreseeable future, well past March. And I think the cruise lines are going to respond to that accordingly. I mean, I know it upsets a lot of people. I don't know that I necessarily like it either. And I definitely am getting tired already of these PCR tests that I have to get. And I'm really expecting at some point. So far, I think my insurance company has paid for every one of them. But I have to sign a paper before I get them done saying that if my insurance company doesn't pay for it, they're going to bill me $130. Now, so far, like I said, they've paid for it. I won't be surprised, though, if at some point in the future the insurance company tries to come out and say, we're not paying for it. Obviously, I would fight that, and obviously there's a good argument for them to continue to do that if, the cruise lines and other, travel-related situations are seeing it as, such a necessity, or seeing it that it's still a significant need, or still, really important that they do that. So, but I'm definitely getting tired of getting the tests and the anxiety of waiting for the test. The last test I had gotten, that test took forever to come back. I was actually nervous. Like I couldn't leave when I wanted to go, on to down to Washington to get ready, for my flight the next day. The previous test I had came back within couple hours. Like I had a test done at like 8 in the morning. The results were back at like 11:30 in the morning. This, I had the test done, same thing. I had it done like 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get the results till like 4 or 5, and I was starting to get a little nervous about it. So yeah, so that, like I said, the announcement is not a surprise that these protocols have been extended. Good thing, bad thing. It is what it is. I know that I've said to people before, leave a comment below. I'm saying it again. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel about it. I'm pretty sure how a lot of people, it's really sort of, so far I've been seeing it's kind of a 50-50 thing. Half the people are upset about it, half aren't. I imagine that's not going to really change too much. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in. And if you like this video, don't forget to click that like button. And then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It won't cost you anything, and it'll really help us out a lot. Thank you to all those who have subscribed over the last couple of weeks. We really appreciate your support. And then don't forget to click that notification bell so that you know every time we upload a new video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.